Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Melissa binti Cik Asmi. So today, I will present about the project objective. The project objective is to develop a modern, attractive, and easy-to-read annual report for the medical research centers. Unlike the previous reports that were lengthy and text-heavy, this new report is designed to appeal to a wider audience, including past donors, potential donors, and other important stakeholders. The report will clearly present the center's achievements, financial management, and research outcomes in a way that is easy to understand, even for readers without technical knowledge. To make the report more engaging, we will include colorful layouts, clear graphics, photographs from hospitals and clinics, as well as real-life testimonials from individuals and families who have benefited from the research. Another important objective is to ensure that the project is completed according to the approved schedule and budget. The project plan must be approved by the board by May 15, and the final report must be printed and distributed by November 15 to maximize donors' engagement during the holiday giving seasons. Overall, the main objective of this project is to enhance the reputation of the research centers, build confidence among stakeholders, and encourage increased donor support for future research initiatives.
Next, project assumption. Staff availability. All team members will be fully available throughout the project with no resignation or long leave. Financial support. The project budget will be approved on May 15 and sufficient fund will be available. Timeline. Feasibility. All activity from May 15 to November 15 will be completed on time, including financial reports. External contractor. Reliable vendor will be available and will deliver quality work at competitive price. Content accessibility. All department and partner will provide required information, photo and permission on time. Travel and photography. Travel to medical facility will be smooth, safe and without major disruption. Technical and creative resource. The team will have proper tools, software and photography skills to meet project needs. Stakeholder cooperation. Feedback from board member and stakeholder will be timely and supportive. Printing and distribution. Printing and mailing service will deliver all materials on schedule. Risk and contingency. No major disruption are expected and minor issue will be manageable.
Next, I will discuss the work breakdown structure, also known as WBS. A work breakdown structure is a project management tool used to break down a large project into smaller and manageable components. It helps ensure that all project work is clearly identified, organized, and properly managed. At level 1, the overall project is the annual report development project for the not-for-profit medical research center. At level 2, the project is divided into 6 major work components. The first component is project planning. This includes developing the project plan, preparing the schedule, estimating and preparing the budget, and presenting the plan to the board for approval. This phase is important because it sets the direction and foundation of the entire project. The second component is information collection. In this stage, content is requested from internal departments, non-financial information is gathered, and financial statements are received. This ensures that all necessary data is available before report writing begins. The third component is testimonial and photography. This involves traveling to medical facilities, capturing photographs, and collecting testimonials from patients or their families. These activities help make the report more engaging, realistic, and emotionally impactful. Next, the fourth component is writing and content development. In this phase, the report content is written based on the collected information, financial data, photograph, and testimonials. The objective is to present the information in a clear, professional, and reader-friendly manner. The fifth component is report design and layout. This includes creating the layout and visuals, developing graphics, and contracting internal designers if required. This stage focuses on enhancing the visual appeal and professional of the report. The final component is printing and distribution. This involves socializing proposals, selecting vendors, printing approximately 5 million copies of the annual report, and distributing them to donors and stakeholders before the holiday season. Overall, the work breakdown structure helps organize the project work systematically, ensures clear task allocation, and support timely project completion in line with the project objective.
Good day everyone. This slide explains the sequences table for our case study project, including the activity, their sequences, and the person in charge. The project begins with activity A, developing the project plan, which takes 5 days and is handled by Alexis. This is followed by preparing the schedule, estimating and preparing the budget, and presenting the plan in activity B to D, all of which are also managed by Alexis. Next, activity E, requesting content, and activity F, gathering non-financial information, are carried by Alexis. After that, activity G, receiving the financial statement, is completed by Alexis once the previous activity is finished. We'll move to fieldwork activity. Activity H, traveling to medical facilities, and activity I, capturing photographs, are handled by Lakisha. Following this, activity J, collecting patient or family testimonials, is managed by Levis. All collected information is used in activity K, writing the report content, which is handled by Levy. Next, activity L, creating the layout and visual, is complete by Grace. At the same time, activity M, contracting out design work, activity N, soliciting proposal for printing and mailing, and activity O, selecting vendor for production and distribution, are managed by Alexis. Once both design and vendor section are completed, activity P, finalizing the full report design, is handled by Grace. Finally, activity Q, printing approximately 5 million copies, and activity R, distributing the report, are complete by Levy. In conclusion, this sequences table clearly defines the workflow and responsibilities, ensuring the project is complete on time in an organized manner. Thank you.
This responsibility assignment metric (RAM) is used to clearly define the roles and responsibilities of each team member throughout the project. It helps ensure that every task has a designated person in charge (P), as well as team members who provide support (S), allowing the project to be managed efficiently and systematically. Based on the matrix, Alexis acts as the project manager and is primarily responsible for the project planning, scheduling, budget estimation, vendor management, and the preparation of the final report. Grace, who specializes in marketing, is mainly responsible for visual layout design, information collection, and supporting the writing and distribution of the report. Levy is responsible for writing and content development, including preparing report content, assisting with report design, and supporting the printing and distribution process. Meanwhile, Lakisha serves as a support staff and photographer, handling photography, image management, testimonial collection, and assisting during site visits and presentation preparation. Overall, this responsibility assignment metric ensures that tasks are clearly assigned, minimize overlapping responsibilities, and promotes effective teamwork, contributing to the successful completion of the project. The network diagram illustrates the logical sequence and dependency of all activities involved in the project, starting from the initial planning stage until the final distribution of reports. Each activity is represented by a node, and the arrow indicate the flow and dependency between activities, showing that certain tasks must be completed before subsequent activities can begin. This diagram provides a clear visual overview of how the project process and how each activity is interconnected. In addition, the network diagram, the activity scheduling table represents detailed time analysis of each activity, including the yearly start ES, yearly finish EF, latest start LS, and the latest finish LF, and total slack. These values are calculated to determine the earliest and the latest times an activity can start and finish without delaying the overall project. Activities with zero total slack are identified as critical activities, as any delay in these tasks will directly impact the project completion date. By analyzing both the network diagram and scheduling table, the critical path of the project can be identified. The critical path represents the longest sequence of dependent activities that determine the minimum time required to complete the entire project. Based on the analysis, the critical path for this project is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, P, Q, and R. The total cumulative duration along this path is 95 days, making it the longest path compared to other alternative paths within the network. This confirms that it is the critical path, as all activities along this road have zero slacks, meaning there is no allowable delay for any of these activities without affecting the overall project timeline. All activities on the critical path are sequentially dependent on one another, forming a continuous chain from activity A, which is develop project plan, as the initiating activity, to activity R, which is distribution reports, as the final or terminal activity. Since each activity depends on the completion of the preceding task, any delay occurring at any point along this path will propagate through the remaining activities and result in a delay in the project completion date. The identification of the critical path is crucial for effective project management. It allows the project manager to focus attention on the most time-sensitive activity, allocate resources efficiently, and closely monitor progress to minimize risk. By prioritizing activities on the critical path, the project team can ensure that the project is completed within the planned time frame and that the final deliverables are successfully achieved.